here we go, y'all. So we're gonna get into a little. I think it's a deep conversation because of the way he's viewed, and I think he's a player that's viewed in a way that I don't think props is ever going to be given to him. But I'm going to ask this question of y'all cats: do you see Dwight Howard as a Hall of Famer? If he were to, if we fast forward 5 years from now, do you see him getting into the Hall of Fame?
Come on, Banks, start it off.
Nah, I don't. I mean,
based on what?
Well, look.
Perception. It's everything, right?
Perception is really everything. That's really what it is. Because I mean, if you look at his numbers, there was a point where there was a good 5-year stretch where Dwight Howard was probably the most dominant big man in the game. Maybe not the most dominant, but I mean, he did do a lot of things. He beat that LeBron team, and he took the Magic to the finals. You know, so but I guess it's just really perception. I don't see any. It just doesn't fit to me. Like, I think Dwight Howard, I don't think Hall of Fame. I don't know, and that's always been my kind of thing when I think about a player. I just kind of, even before I look at the numbers, I kind of think, do I feel like that person?
I agree with Banks, and this is why I agree with Banks. I'm gonna go down. When we think of centers, especially when Dwight Howard came in, so we had Patrick Ewing, we had David Robinson, we had Hakeem Olajuwon. Then Shaq came in and took that torch. Then Dwight Howard came in, and we looked at Dwight Howard, his physical abilities, and we thought that he was going to be able to dominate, and he did not dominate, and that's where he fell short. He did not.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just gonna throw this out there, and I don't even know if I'm
Let's go.
8-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA selection, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, All-Defensive Team 4 times. He has more rebounds than any active player in the league. He's only one of 19 players in NBA history to have 16,000 points and 11,000 rebounds. The only 2 people in that list that did not make the Hall of Fame are Kevin Willis and Buck Williams. Those are only 2 people.
I didn't hear nothing you said.
Well, I mean, listen. He also.
I get it.
Also, he's averaged a double for a career.
And I don't like the guy.
14 seasons, the average of double for his career. He was a
very dominant defensive player for a good 4 or 5 year stretch, man.
Listen, I'm saying, but here's the thing, though, and I think that's why I say it's an interesting conversation because of the perception that's tied into it.
That's really what it all boils down to.
Is a bum.
No, but here's let me throw this in there. I have this feeling about.
Come on.
I'm not taking shots at Knicks fans. I used to say the same thing about Amari Stoudemire, right? I used to always feel like Amari Stoudemire was the reason why they call him Stat, because he was a stat stuffer, right? But he had.
That's not the reason why.
All right, well, okay. He had, to me, he scored meaningless points. Like, he never did anything that was significant.
I understand.
And I think that's the problem with Dwight Howard. I think also the problem is him being a teammate. I think a lot of guys didn't like being his teammate.
But we have nothing to do with that. Fans have nothing.
But that's the perception. That is the perception.
Sorry, when you start talking about the Hall of Fame now, though.
Do me a favor, break that down again.
Okay.
What you got?
8-time All-Star.
Okay.
5-time All-Star.
Hold on. You go to 8-time All-Star. Okay. He had no other centers he had to worry about to play in that All-Star game.
That's not
saying.
I do not.
You can only play in the time that you're. That
doesn't make. That doesn't.
I know he's good.
Let me ask this question. Because the craziest thing is, anytime I bring up somebody 7'4" that is in the Hall of Fame, the first thing they run to, but he was Chinese and he transcended the actual game. As if that's okay. When you got a dude that has put the numbers up that he's put up for a career.
What? All right,
career. How
17 and 12. If we're putting him in there for these numbers, we might as well just throw Boogie in the Hall of Fame right now.
So let me ask you a question.
We might as well just throw Boogie in the Hall of Fame right now. Because Boogie actually dominates. Dwight Howard has never dominated.
I think I got a good correlation.
Where did this happen?
I think I got a good correlation to what he's saying though. So I'm gonna go to boxing real quick. So is Roy Jones not a Hall of Famer because there were no other great fighters during his time?
Leave.
And I think that's false because hold on.
Let's go back to topic, but let's go ahead and make your point.
Just like Mayweather, everyone who Roy Jones was supposed to fight was fighting was supposed to beat him. He just made them look bad. That's a big difference. It's a big.
There were no dominant fighters in his time. But we're getting away from the topic. We're getting away from the topic.
If you're on the court and you know the team you playing is trash, you're gonna say, "Yo, I'm not dropping a triple-double today."
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
So what are you saying though?
If they did the All-Star game back then the way they plan to do it this year, Dwight Howard doesn't make the All-Star game.
Do it, but you can't.
You can only
Because
do it.
all the bigs was in the West.
But you can only do it. You can only. Yeah, that's what I'm
It's no
saying.
East and West. We're picking squads. That's how they're doing it. Dwight Howard doesn't make it.
But believe.
No. That's not how it works.
Though.
That's not how it works.
That's what's happening right now. But the history is he has 14 years of whereas he averaged 2.9 blocks a game, 2.8 blocks a game. Yo, you don't even have that no more. Tell me who else is doing that.
If you're gonna put him in the Hall of Fame, do not ever argue with anyone about Scottie Pippen being in the Hall of Fame.
What are you talking about?
Don't disrespect me right now.
Hold on, Leaf.
I'm gonna do that.
No.
I'm gonna do that.
Yo, we're going off of perception. We're going off of perception.
I'm going.
You gotta look
off
at
of perception.
his numbers though. His numbers. If you're looking at his numbers,
He's not even looking at his numbers.
I have it
you
right
can
here.
run
I'm
down
looking at numbers the whole time.
You can run down that list again.
His highest points per game is 22. He averaged 14 rebounds. His highest rebounds is 14.5.
Wait. You said you making a face like this for 14 rebounds?
No, I did it for the points. My face was for the points.
Hold on, but wait.
My face was for the points.
Wait, let me ask you a question.
What's up?
How many centers has averaged in the NBA over 15 boards for multiple years?
I can't answer that. I don't know offhand. I have to check.
Listen what I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
Yo, listen what I'm saying to you. It is the
I can name a few, though.
consistency of his numbers. He's averaged a double-double 14 years in a row. Yo, tell me, that's all I'm asking you. Who else has done that?
I'm not saying that I think he belongs to the Hall of Fame myself, but if
You can make an argument
purely
for
at numbers,
Yeah.
I don't know.
His numbers are insane.
Because the perception is he's a burger, he's a bum.
Well,
That's what NBA players say.
But money,
I understand, but yo,
Come on, man. Get the hell out of here,
Jackson
man.
has personality attached to it.
If you
Numbers.
took his name off of that and somebody showed you this list
He
with
would
this
say Hall of
numbers,
Fame.
and they said, "Is this
He would
person a
say
Hall of Fame? Hall of Famer?"
He would say Hall of Fame.
You would say Hall of Fame. You would say Hall of Fame, and then they'd be like, "Well, it's Dwight Howard." You'd be like, "Oh well, man.
Hold on.
Maybe
Give me
I
a sec.
spoke too soon." Let me hear those numbers again. You sure about that?
Yo,
Give me a sec. Give me
He's gonna finish with 20. He's gonna finish with 20,000 points.
Players in
29 and 14. Somebody averaged that for their career.
Who?
Not their career, excuse me, for a season.
Okay.
29 and 14.
Consistency.
And
Hold on. We said
This
consistency.
person also averaged a double-double.
This I said.
Shaq?
Consistency. Okay, so hold on. Wait a minute. Shaq is in the Hall of Fame.
If we're comparing Hall of Fames, aren't we comparing the greats to someone else who we think is great?
So-
I'm not going to compare him to someone who I don't think is great.
But you don't think that because his numbers measure up. So do you think he belongs in the
His
Hall of
numbers
Fame?
measure up?
Not to Shaq, man. Shaq is not the ball.
Yeah.
Shaq
So
is not the ball for the Hall of Fame.
So who's the
Wait,
bar for
he's
talking about
pretty
Hall of Fame
close,
census?
though.
So wait, so
Who's the bar?
hold on, Shaq. If you don't have Shaq numbers, you're not in. Is
I
that what
can't
you're
got
saying?
Shaq numbers. David Robinson got Shaq numbers. Patrick Ewing got Shaq numbers.
Look
Who
up,
are we
hold on.
comparing him to?
Hold on.
Look up Dolce's numbers.
Hold
Look
on.
up Dolce's numbers.
Who are we
Tell me.
comparing him to?
Hold on.
Okay, Dolce's is a Hall of Famer, right?
Hold on. Patrick Ewing, 13.5, 13.1, 13, 10.9, 10.9, 10.0, 9.8, 9.6, 8.1,
We get it.
6.8.
We get it.
We get it.
4.8.
We get it.
I'm just want to
Patrick
go.
Ewing going to the Hall of Fame?
He's already in there.
I'm sorry.
Don't do that.
He's already
Don't do
in there.
that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
He's
Don't do
already.
that.
Listen. Walt Bellamy, 16.3, 14.4, 13.7, 12.1,
Nah, you just
11.1.
What is the point of this, Mark?
10.3.
Mark, what is the point?
Because they couldn't do it consistently throughout their career, and he's a Hall of Famer.
So we're just.
I'm just
So you're
throwing
just
it out
reading
there.
his rebounding
I'm
stats.
just- hold on, wait,
And,
wait,
yo, for
I'm
the past 7 years, that's all he was there to do. Just rebound.
Listen,
Bro, what did
Dennis Rodman's in the Hall of Fame for just rebounding.
Dennis Rodman was never looked at the next transcending player as Dwight Howard was. Dwight Howard did not pan out to anything people thought he was going to be. Am I right or wrong?
Hold on.
I can say this.
I'm lost there.
He didn't
You lost me on that
reach
one.
the levels that people thought Yo, the stars.
They were calling him Superman.
Listen, the stars. That was all based off of the dunk contest. The stars
And that's
were the
hype.
level.
And that's
the
all
stars were the level for Dwight Howard, and he reached here.
Clearly, this
He's
is
in the clouds. He just didn't reach.
He not
the
even
level
the cloud. He ain't leave the chimney. All
right,
Go ahead,
man.
man.
Yo,
Okay, good.
17.4 for a career and 12.7 for a career to me.
That's insane. Those
That's
are insane numbers,
for a
man.
career, man.
That's insane numbers.
But listen, and part of what Leaf is feeling is the perception
Yeah,
that he
I
don't
understand.
deserve to get in based upon his name. If you remove his name from it, I think Banks said it.
Yeah.
If you remove his name and just looked at the numbers, you can't tell me that you wouldn't say this dude is in.
We'll have this conversation when he retires. And
Because
5 years later,
you know what I did this to you. We was talking about something else in the group a while ago, and I showed you somebody's numbers, and I asked you if they was a Hall of
I
Famer,
remember
Scottie
and you
Pippen.
said no, it was Jason Kidd. It was Jason Kidd. So don't act like names and perceptions don't mean
has a
something when we're
lot.
looking into something.
has a
into that
lot
stuff,
because
man.
that's where you
It's gonna be
got. That's
tough.
where it's skewed at, and I think a lot of
Exactly.
times
I showed you those numbers, and you was like, nah.
Where do
that
y'all
dude
rank
don't get it.
Dwight Howard right now?
Among centers, all time,
Yes.
all time.
he's not in my top 5 as far as
He's not.
Like,
He's,
It's
even have-
Dylon.
There you go.
Dwight Howard and Dylon.
he's not in my top 10, but that doesn't mean as all time. I'm talking about all time.
Is he in your top 15?
I would have to break it down. I actually would. I haven't looked at it. I haven't looked at it, but I would say this: based on his career, if you've seen other guys that has gotten into the Hall of Fame that hasn't done what he's
Three
done.
blocks a game, man. Is
No,
that's a lot of blocks.
Average that
man.
for a season.
I didn't say anything.
Four-time defensive player of the year. Come on, man. That's
Yo,
not.
It's just perception
ain't nothing-
sometimes is
yeah.
greater than reality because sometimes.
Listen.
You know what's so crazy?
Hold on.
If the reality was what everyone thought it was, his perception would be different.
Hold on. We didn't get a consensus from the table. Is he in? Come on, we
based
don't
off
got
the
time.
numbers, yes.
Is he in?
Yes.
I say no, and obviously Leaf says no.
But why,
It is.
but why do you say no though?
It's
'Cause he-
all
I
perception.
totally
It's
understand.
all perception. If we're looking at numbers, though, I say you got to put him in based off of numbers. My perception of Dwight Howard's not a Hall of Famer.
All right, y'all. Yo,
That's
once
what it
again,
is.
this is our take. We want to hear
Oh
yours.
man,
Peace
Yo,
out.
Leaf.
Yo, Leaf got it. He's got
Tight about
Yo,
this, man.
touchy,
I wasn't tight.
man.
I wasn't tight.
Just